Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Let's Play Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars.
Yahoo!
I am Pokeprof, here again.
I am Kitty Cross.
Yep. And when we last left off, we had just beat the Hammer Bros, saved Toad, and we're now going to travel to Mushroom Kingdom proper.
So you could say we hammered out that first area.
Yeah, you're going to be dealing with this the entire Let's Play, folks. Now, immediately, for those who are familiar with any of Square's games, especially back, during the Super Nintendo era, there were two different areas in which you can go. The item store, which is over here with the mushroom, and the inn, which is over here with the star. Not only were the inns where you could go and save your game, but you could also go in, like any other inns for RPGs back in the day, just heal yourself up. Oh, and also, just to show this guy off, my favorite character.
That's all he ever says.
Actually, no.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You forgot about that, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Now, not only that, we also can go over here to the item store. And there's two reasons you want to go over here. The first is actually down here. Talk to this NPC. And she teaches you about hidden treasures.
Which there are a lot.
If my memory serves me correctly, there are 50 of them in the game in total. Now, there's actually more than one hidden treasure in this area. The second one being right up here. Also, I am super damn lucky because it usually takes me coming down here 15 times to get this damn thing.
Another one shot, hon.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just hope the one you gotta get in Mushroom Castle is gonna be that good.
Yeah. Also, just because this is just a funny little thing I found one day when I was playing this game when I was younger. I love doing this.
Oh my gosh.
There's little secrets like that throughout this entire game.
I completely forgot about that bit.
Another little secret that I love? This one. Come on. Come on, come on. Yay. Wait for the best part. Yeah, there's little secrets, again, like that everywhere. Matter of fact, I think there's a hidden toad back here. Yep. Alright, enough stalling. Time to get to the worst part of Mushroom Kingdom, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
In this area, right here, you have to be really, really fast. And, no, come on. Jump on Toad's head.
Oh my god, you did it!
I almost didn't. Holy crap. There's that hidden frog coin. Frog coins have no importance now. They will in the future.
You have no idea how many times I had to go through to get that the last time I played this game.
And we were even planning for me to do it off screen in case I missed it now.
What is it with you and one-shotting stuff lately, hon? I swear to God.
I don't know. I'm guessing it's good luck from frickin' Psychonauts for all I know.
Well, let's hope we keep that going.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love this scene where he's explaining what happened.
You honestly gotta think, if Mario can turn into Peach, what use does he have for Peach?
I think it's just an exaggeration as he's explaining the story.
Oh, I'm almost certain. I was just kind of being silly.
I know.
What's really hilarious is that when you actually get your entire party towards the end of the game and come back here again, all the other characters that have joined up with you, because it's an RPG, you're going to have more than one character. But they all join in with you in terms of doing the whole miming thing with Mario. It's hilarious.
Mm.
But that's one of the things I love about this game, and a matter of fact, I think it may have actually inspired DBZ Abridged just a little bit, to where you have so much seriousness for some things, and then goofiness like this in others.
I gotta wonder, is the Chancellor supposed to be Toadsworth?
I think he's like an early incarnation of Toadsworth. Not so much actually real Toadsworth, but...
I hate you so much for getting that frog coin on the first frickin' try.
Also, I forget if you can access this now or not, but if you can... Yep. I'm not sure what the question mark was ever supposed to be in the original Japanese. I really don't.
I think if I could be mistaken, but I think it was supposed to say Toadstools XXX. But they changed it to question marks. I could be wrong.
Well, it sounds like something Nintendo would do. You know, just because they have to keep that kid-friendly image. But here we go, and we have Toad here basically explaining all the different little power-ups you would find actually out in the wild. Now here's something interesting that a lot of people still don't seem to understand to this day, which surprises me a little bit. The mushroom that you actually find here in this particular treasure chest, the one that shows a green light all over the screen.
It only restores your hit points. It doesn't become an inventory item, right?
It actually is a full heal. Hit points and flower points. Oh, and we're now introduced to a new character.
A couple of new characters. But one significant new character.
Come back here.
And flop. You know, you would, considering his look and shape, you would think he would be like Kirby and he would just puff up and fly. And then it rains. You can actually just kind of leave him standing here for a while if you want to. And actually it shows a couple of NPCs have just like moved about and changed. Matter of fact, if you go in here, you have a little kid complaining about he's wanting to play outside. Alright, let's go ahead and stop the rain. Yes, we are completely and soaking wet. I love the fact that he's crying so much that he actually forgets that why he was crying.
Sadly, I know some people like that.
Really?
Some people who have cried so much that they forgot what they were crying about.
And this is also the more irritating character right here. Not Mallow, who's just introduced himself to us, but the pink-haired mushroom girl beside us. Because she'll go into these instances where she'll say, hey, show us what you're going to do to Bowser when you get to him. And then you can't move. The only thing you can do is jump. But if you don't know about it, you're like, why can't I do anything? What's going on? Yeah, but being the hero that we are, we're going to help Mallow.
Young frog Mallow, who looks nothing like a frog.
And now for one of the better storyline bits in the game, where we actually talk to the item shop owner. Now here's something that I never got. He talks about old Frogfucius here, who seems to know everything. It's like, Frogfucius kind of sent Mallow to do this job. Of course he would know what Mallow is doing. I just never get why the item vendor was like so impressed about that when it's like, Frogfucius sent him here. What? Come on. But the reason you always do this is because you earn a free pick-me-up, which is essentially the revive item or the Phoenix down in the game.
I wish I'd known that the first time I played through last time.
Now, I always come in here for the reason of buying basic equipment. Shirt, pants, and a jump shoe.
Fancy.
Now, you would think Mario would wear...
some pants. A decent pair of pants.
But yeah, you would think Mario would just wear more than a shirt and Mallow more than pants. But in this game, characters are actually limited in terms of what they can wear and what they can wield. So, like, for example, the only hammer wielder in the entire game will be Mario. He's also the only character that actually makes use of the jump shoes as well, for that matter.
Yeah, there's certain accessories that only certain characters can use too.
Mm-hmm. And there's my also favorite bit in the game right here. Not because of, Mario showing off his transformation powers again, but because of what the Toad says right after this. It's like, why didn't you stop him? Because I forgot my bazooka at home. Sheesh, give me a break here.
Splat.
For being so family friendly, the fact that they have a mention of a bazooka in the first area always just amazed me. But with that, we are now going to Bandit's Way to stop Croco.
The Great Crocodile Chase.
Mm-hmm. This is also where we start seeing more enemies, even with among the Goombas, which I think I can try and show off right here. Goomba. Nope, he's just regular Goombas here. Now, the thing about Mallow here is that he is primarily a spellcaster, even though you can set him up to be pretty much anything you want.
Although I noticed he doesn't get, weapons for a while, so you kind of do have to rely on his magic.
Yeah, his emphasis is really heavy on magic, especially early game. Let's see, is there anything important? Save point. And since we
dodging those spinies.
Mm-hmm, I'm really good at it. Matter of fact, actually, let's fight one Spiny, because I know there's new enemy encounters somewhere in here. Because we've seen these guys from the previous area, but I know there's at least one new one in this area. But any repeat battles with repeat monsters, we will be cutting out at this point forward. I love he tells us you couldn't jump to save our lives, considering, we're Mario. And just to show it off, to have at least one fight with him, we have the K9s, which are annoying enemies. Because not only...
I could never tell if they were like robots or actual creatures.
I think they're supposed to be creatures. They're supposed to be actual, like, dogs.
It's just the way that their eyes are blinking.
And this is why I hate them. The stupid frickin' howl.
Oh yeah, I hate that.
Because that actually cuts your offensive stats in half. It's an effect in this game that's classified, I believe, as fear.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, we will be able to get an accessory that makes us immune to fear, but it's still one I hated.
I think it's called like the courage pin or something like that.
Something like that. Now, another secret little thing right there is the Coca-Cola. One of the better items. What?
Just the fact that you remember where some of this shit is.
When it comes to the first chunk of this game, I remember a lot. But the Coca-Cola here will recover us 100%. It's good to save for emergency situations. And while we're here, let's use that flower jar. We're a persistent bugger. So apparently, Croco's British. But we're also starting to see here the different enemy combination types. To where it's like, Spinies didn't used to join up with Goombas before, and now they are. Also, just to show it off, we can actually jump on Spinies now that we have the jump pin. And actually, what's really interesting is that...
Jump shoes.
Yeah, jump pin, jump shoes, same diff. But what's really interesting is that Mario actually does a little twirl in the air when he's coming down, where if you do it without the jump shoes, he actually just comes down normally.
I wonder if that's supposed to be a callback to when you used to be able to do the spin jump in Mario World.
You know what? I would not be surprised if that was actually the case. Now, there's two reasons why I went over here. One, because we actually want to get to at least level 3 for Mario before we fight Croco. And the other reason is we'll be seen shortly. So, will this actually get Mario to 3? No, it won't. So, I'm going to go ahead and cut right here, guys. We'll meet back when Mario hits level 3. Oh, wow. While we were doing a little bit of training, we ran into the enemy I was talking about earlier. The enemy known... Yep, Frogog. He's a bit of a rare enemy in Bandit Way. You see him a little bit more common in some of the later stages, I believe, but he's really irritating for 2 reasons. One, he hits like a truck at this early stage in the game, although thankfully I was able to block it. But the second thing that's irritating about him, well, hopefully we'll be able to see if I don't kill him. There we go.
Oh, yes, I hate that move.
Yep. Otherwise known as the P move, as I like to call it.
The P move.
Oh, he's basically peeing on us. Yeah, but kind of just wanted to show that enemy off. I'm wanting to show at least all the enemies in the area, so we'll see you guys again once I actually get Mario to 3. So, be back in a bit. Hey, and Mario has now reached level 3. And now has learned Fire Orb. This is one of Mario's major techniques, and unlike a lot of the other characters in the game, Mario only learns 2 real techniques: jumping and fire.
Fire. Fire.
Yep, and as a level 3 bonus, you want to go with full-on attack. Mallow also reached level 3. And as I said before, and if I didn't, oh well, Mallow learns HP Rain. But as I said before, or if I didn't, oh well, yeah, actually all the characters are same in terms of what's the best power-up. So Mallow and all other future characters where they hit to level 3 would want power above anything else. Makes it an easy way of, making sure all your characters are on the same bonus and you're not always having to look at a guide for it. One of my favorite parts right here. Well, Treasure Block is very tempting, and since we're not exactly super chasing it right now, Superstar! Yep. Ah, crud. But yeah, pretty much like any other Mario game, there's a superstar that exists, and when you get it, well, you become Super Duper Mario who can kill everything with a simple touch.
I thought it was called a Starman.
I think it is. I think you're right. All I know is that Mario becomes super and he becomes almighty powerful. Now, we are going to take...
Unlimited power!
Really? We are going to take the time to go and get this other chest over here. All I think it is actually a simple flower, really. Yep, flower. But now we're actually at the end of Bandit's Way here.
And we have to chase down that stupid crocodile.
Yeah, now, and if you're like me and went and ground a little bit off screen to level up, right here is a mushroom that will heal you full. So you'll be able to be ready for Croco. Now, when he hides like this and he goes and faces you, you actually can wait for him to turn around, and that will allow you to catch him a lot faster. I know when I was a young kid, I used to always be chasing after him. And it's like, I go in front of here and he would catch me.
Yeah, the same thing happened to me. I didn't know you could actually wait for him to turn around.
Yep. I actually discovered that on accident. See? This is normally what he'll do to you otherwise. Just wait a sec, and boom. And then all the enemies run off screen so they don't get in the middle of the fight. I love that. It's like, I was lion! Alright, now, Croco
You're
here...
not a lion, you're a crocodile.
Yeah, Croco here is actually one of the first instances of an enemy in this game that actually has a weakness. In particular, Croco does not like fire whatsoever.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
Right to the face. But with that, Croco will actually lose his next turn, which, so if you're at the right level, at least level 3, you'll be able to pretty much handle him like half his HP in a single turn or two. It's like I already did over 180 damage, and I think he only has like 300 hit points. And then this should be, yep, the weird mushroom. You always know when you've knocked him down at least halfway if he uses the weird mushroom.
It doesn't really do much in the way of healing him to begin with.
Yeah, a single fire orb will usually knock him all the way back down. And yeah, I kind of figured we're out of fire orbs. But really, Croco is not that hard if you are leveled even barely appropriately. His basic attacks can hit you for a bit of a chunk of damage if you're not careful, but otherwise he's not that difficult. Matter of fact, Mallow got into last hit there. Nice.
How appropriate.
Mm-hmm. And then gets kabonked by his own coin. Also, Croco's a Spanish-speaking crocodile. And this is actually something I wanted to make a particular note here. You notice how Mallow's actually doing his victory pose in a different position than he normally would be? That's actually fairly common throughout the game. Mallow's not the only character who will be like in a completely different position than he started with when he does his victory pose. And with that, we also find a wallet, which will actually serve for importance back when we get to the Mushroom Kingdom.
I'm sorry, Hind. Ever since you mentioned Croco speaking Spanish, all I can think is Croco's modern life.
Really?
Yeah.
Really, kitty?
Yeah.
Alright. You know what? I think with that, we're going to call it here. We're going to save. And we'll catch you all next time. Until then, everybody.
See you next time.
Hee hee.